Hey guys, welcome back to another review. Sorry, I have not been making videos in a few months. So, been very busy doing a lot of stuff, and then been relaxing. But within these months, I've been trying to find vintage OTF knives, and you see two of them right there. One of them is 100% original, as the other one is not. As in, it is all original except for, of course, the scales and the button. I customized those because it did not come with them when I bought it. But we're gonna talk more about these and kick off the, I guess, coming back to YouTube basically. So again, we're talking about knives. This is not for kids, okay? So right off the bat, this one right here, from what a lot of people that I've heard people talk about these particular knives, is that these were kits, as in you would send off for it, and then they would ship this to you in pieces, and then you would put it back together yourself to make it automatic knife. So there's several different types of OTFs. There's your automatic, what you think of OTF, and then there's a gravity knife, but we're talking about the OTFs, so let's get into it. So this right here is what I custom made, as in I cut it, I shaped it, I sanded it, polished it, and as you see here, I pinned it on. So there's one pin, there's another pin, and again, it is gorgeous, very beautiful. This one here took a little bit more time because that's where all the mechanics were on the inside here, and the springs, the what is it, the I forgot how you call them. There's springs and other leaves in there, so you can see right, let me see if I can get this here. You can see the space between the button and the frame, I'm sorry, the scale. And it took me close to 18 hours, maybe less, but around 18 hours to again, measure it perfectly, cut it out, sand it. I sand everything by hand, polished it, shaped it, everything. So the way you see it here is the way it came out, and it is gorgeous. And yes, it does work. So again, right here, so that scratch that you're looking at right there is just the way it's gonna have to be, because that is the little spring on the inside that drags on the blade itself. When it opens or when it closes, that spring on the inside drags, so that's what's holding it up right now. So, or you know, up or out, it's holding it out. And this particular one right here is a Cross. So that's the company that made the blade or stamped the blade, Cross, right there. And again, you have Bell, you have different stampings there, so it does hold it nice and neat in there. So again, very, very nice. I absolutely love this material. I don't know how it's coming out on the camera, but it's supposed to look like a turquoise with brown and a little bit of metallic in there. Okay, so there's your pins again. Pin right here. Okay, so there's that one. Now, the reason you're looking at a stiletto It's not a automatic, and it's not a OTF or anything like this. It's a manual. But the reason I'm showing you that right here is because when I bought the material for this particular knife, I had left over, so I put it on this one because this one also did not have the scales on it. So this is how it was when I got it, and you can see that it's brown, and I was like, what the hell, I didn't order brown. I flipped it over, oh okay, there it is. But again, the way it looks there looks nothing like this. So what I had to end up doing was I sanded the hell out of it, because again, this was like 3/8 thick or something. I mean, it was a thick slab. So I sanded it, I put it in water here, you can see that, and that's how it's supposed to look when it's all polished up. So I said, okay, well, yeah, that's not so bad, I can work with that. So after I did that, made sure that that is, you know, what I did want, I started to cut it up, as you can see there. I fit it on the knife, sanded it, again fitted it using Dremel tools, and then this is where I really polished it real nice, and then I put it on, and then sanded it some more, did the other side, and that's the side that had all the mechanisms, the springs, the leaf, the catch, everything. I had to make absolutely sure that the top piece would fit. So now it does fit, everything is perfect on it, at least up to this point in time. It is perfect, it's mint condition, and it works, as you saw. So you can see right here, I'm checking it out, I'm looking at everything, I'm showing my friends, I'm putting the thing on there, the trigger. That's the other knife, that's this one right here. So that's the leftover stuff there. That's when I put it on. That's when I was polishing up the blade, leaving some of the rust on, showing the sides. Again with the OTF. And there you go. So yeah, it was a lot of work. Again, it took me close to 18 hours, give or take. Well worth it. Well worth it. And it's not to the point where, because they're, okay, so the thing with these super automatics, NATO military or secret agents knives, OTFs, is that yes, you can pop off the button here and then pop off this scale here, so that if the spring comes unhinged, you can quickly take that off and then reset it, and then it'll work again. But again, this one I can do that. I'm not going to do it on this video, sorry. No, I already sent you, I showed you the pictures, that's all. But yeah, that one is, again, perfect. I love the scale that I put on there. And again, this one is from, I'm going to say the 70s, 80s. This is a lockback. This is not a automatic. This is a manual. And this is made in Italy. Just a real quick show here. You can see it has a little bit of rust up here, a little bit of rust there. And there you go, Italy. No China, no nothing like that. It is a very beautiful knife. It has been around, as in it has a lot of dents, it has a lot of scratches on there. So me putting this and trying to make it look brand spanking new you know, it's a vintage knife. It has rust on the blade. It had a lot of very bad scratches, like somebody didn't know how to use a sharpening stone and they scratched the hell out of it. But I took most of those off, the really deep, maybe not really deep, but somewhat deep scratches I took off, and I left the pitting in the rust, at least the rust on the you know what I mean. You guys. Okay, so I left some of the deeper pitting on the blade, but I polished the top of it, the top layer, the surface layer really, and just to give it a little bit more life out of this manual stiletto, just so that it can survive a little bit longer and it doesn't look so damn neglected. It looks very nice compared to the way I got it. So again, very, very nice blade. Okay, so now let's move on to the Secret Agent. Okay, so the Secret Agent, again, it came out around the same exact time period as this other one right here. And again, it's just different companies that made them. They were made by dozens of companies, different importers and exporters. Even the famous German Hubertus made some OTFs back in the 80s, which I never knew about until I started researching them. And I was like, holy crap, Hubertus made an OTF? Wow, I need to find one of those. But for right now, this is a Secret Agent. And you can see the textured scale. And not a lot of NATO military or super automatics have this texture here. This is not a kit. This was sold this way, as in a automatic knife, not a kit that you would order and then put together. So Secret Agent, very beautiful, mint condition. I bought this, it was, I guess you could say it was broken. I'm not going to get into the detail on that, but it was broken. I got it at a pretty good price. I basically, as I said in the previous video, and not the video, sorry, the beginning of the video, you can pop that off, you can pop this off, and then you can work on the inside there. Same thing here. Okay, so it is mint condition. It does work, as you see right now. I'm gonna try and focus the camera in on this so you can see the stamping in the blade right there. Secret Agent. Let's see if we can get closer. Secret Agent, and there's the, I don't know if you want to call it a samurai or a demon or predator, whatever the hell it is. It's right there. You can see the camera recording. It is beautifully shiny. So that's the company that made this blade by Bell, or the exporter or the importer, or whatever the hell you guys want to call it. There it is. Again, beautiful. No sharpening mess ups, as in people trying to sharpen it and scratching the hell out of it. So it is a factory edge. Beautiful. It is sharp. It's not a razor blade, but it is sharp. It's very lightweight. Again, these are, I'm going to say, most, if not all, super automatics, NATO military, this one here, the Secret Agent, are just novelty knives. The reason I say this is because I used to have 2 of them when I was a kid, when I was like 8 years old, like 7, 8 years old, and they would break very, very easily, which that's why I never carried or had, like, actually, well, I never trusted these damn knives. I'll just put it that way. I never trusted these knives. They're always breaking all the time. I said, screw that shit, no more. So I'm very lucky to find this one here at a very affordable price, that all I had to do was, again, take this button off, take this off, figure out what was going on, fixed it, and now it works beautifully. Gorgeous, gorgeous knife. Why do I have these? Nostalgia reasons. I remember having them. I remember them breaking all the damn time. But now, just that now that I'm in my 40s, and now that I'm getting somewhat money in here, I'm trying to buy the knives that I used to grow up with. And these were the knives that I saw at the flea market. I saw at certain shows. Certain shows around my town here. So yeah, it's just something I really liked. I thought it was a cool design even back then, and that's the reason I used to play with them. And again, they would break incredibly easy, and I just said screw that, never again, until again a few months ago, or somewhat a few months ago, and got some of these, and I'm just like, wow, these are, again, as long as you know that these are novelties, these are not made for hard use. Hard use would be, I don't want to really say what that would be, but let's say woodworking. you do woodworking with the damn thing, it's gonna break on you. You try to carve into wood, it's gonna break on you. So again, this is just for probably opening letters in the mail, or opening boxes from the mail. Something very light use that way. But again, beautiful, gorgeous knives. So again, these two you can see right off the bat, probably. Let me move these here. You can see that the secret agent is actually smaller than what I'm guessing is the super automatic, which would be this one right here. It could be a NATO military, but most NATO militaries, they would have the black bolsters. Most of the super automatics would have the chrome. Now, I'm not saying all of them are like that, because no, there were dozens upon dozens of designs and different ways that they would make them. So yes, there would be camouflage scales on a chrome bolster. That's just the way it was back in the 80s, okay? So moving on from these, we get into the Lightnings and the Chinese, and then of course the US made OTFs, which are freaking 10 times so much freaking better than what these were back in the 80s and 90s. These, again, this is a Lightning. You can see that right there. This is the Tonto blade, and this is the yellow camouflage. A lot of people call these the elites because of the 3 screws that you see there. So this would be the elite style, the later versions, because the earlier Lightnings would have only 2, so it would be like this. Since this is the elite, it has 3, but again, they're so different. There's so many different Lightnings out there that I don't really keep track on how many or where this is made from. That one's made, and this one, and that one, and all that shit. I'm just saying that this is a Tonto blade, and again, yellow camouflage, beautiful, very sturdy, very heavy duty. Now this one, you can really carve with it, you can really use it. You can probably abuse it and it'll still be around. This is a damn good knife to have, and I do carry this one, if not this one here. And this one, again, is a scarab style copy, fake, whatever you want to call it. It's a Chinese made. It's chrome with skateboard tape. Very good, very, very good blade. And you can see right here. Gonna try and have the camera zoom in there, or focus in really. 440 stainless china. So again, it has the glass breaker there. It did have a clip. I took the clip off, but again, very cool. I love these. Again, overall toys, okay, they break very easily, these, because I had 2 of them growing up and they broke incredibly damn easy. So right now I just have these as a reminder of what I used to see when I was a kid. So yeah, very, very cool. These are the ones that you want nowadays. If you're gonna use them, if you're gonna, just use them. These are the ones that you want that are not gonna break. Now, I will say this, the last part of it. The mechanism on the inside on these newer ones from China or the US or wherever the hell you get them, that is an OTF. They are very, very strong. Incredibly strong. Now, what is the weak part on these? Can you tell? And these probably even on the, I can't say for sure, and I'm not gonna say on whatever, I'm not gonna name drop here, but the weak points on these are the little metal part that sticks out that hits this trigger right here, this button right here. That is incredibly thin, very, very thin. And if you hit this against, or let's say you drop it, that tiny little metal piece, if it catches on the drop, you might snap that completely off, and then you're gonna be like, holy crap, how am I gonna open this? And the reason I know this is because I already had that happen to me, but I fixed it. Not on these, on another one, but I fixed it. It was somewhat easy to fix. It wasn't that hard, but that's just a weak point that I saw on these right here. That's all. So again, vintage 1980s, let's say late 70s into the mid or early 90s. These right here, this one here and this one here. Oh, I didn't do that right. Let's try this again. There you go. So again, guys, very, very cool. I just love having these, just to look at them and play with them, hold them in my hands and think like, yeah, these were the ones that I grew up with. These are very cool. And this one's even nicer to me because now that I know how to fix them, and put such beautiful scales on here, this one's just amazing. I love it. And this one, 100% original, 100% working. Awesome. Alright guys, took enough of your time, way longer than I thought. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.